They are also beneficiaries of the Philippine Charity Society. They can remember the incident where they were given SUVs for the poor kulong. But there were some who returned SUVs. That is an indication of guilt. Why should we return the SUV if it was really intended to be used for the poor? So may nagsauli yan eh. So guilty yung paring yan. Sorry, Father.
That's the reality of life. Open for this.
Ito po yung tanong na, meron na po bang case dati na na-handle ang Ombudsman before na konektado sa corruption or sa pork barrel?
Yes, so many. Malampaya, fertilizers lang. Yung helmet, no, hindi, sorry. Not helmet.
Kevlar.
No, hindi yan pork barrel. Yung Kevlar na yan, galing naman sa Marines, no? Okay, but then, Marines, remember it's the husband of Napoles, who was then? Yeah, he was then a colonel, but he was dropped from the charge. He was not indicted in court. It was Napoles, the lady, who was indicted in court. So may mga nakapidas na. Marami dyan, isolated, sporadic. Nawawalan kayo ng questions, hindi kayo. Matutunaw na yung make-up ko sa inyo.
May question po dito. Paano po na-release ang pera to bogus NGOs without seeing the site where the project should be and without checking if the NGO is...
Well, that's just it. Yung mga alleged congressmen and the senators, signs lang sila ng sign. There was no monitoring of whether the projects, whether the money was actually given to the beneficiaries, end users.
Madam Ombudsman,
Yes.
good evening again.
Good evening again.
Madam, you mentioned yung corruption prevention activities and I believe measures that will be instituted by our government in Manila. Mabalik po ako dun sa punto na sabi ni Pangulong Aquino, he's abolishing yung PIDAF, pero he is retaining the right of congressmen and senators to identify local government projects. Ang paniniwala po ng siguro sa nababasa natin sa dyaryo sa mga sentimiento na ine-express ng mga kababayan natin both in Manila and overseas, mukhang tumutukoy doon sa paniniwala na hindi ata dapat yung congressman o senador na nag-identify ng projects. Unang-una dahil may local government tayong officials, mayor and governor, na mas pinibig sa requirement ng bayan at probinsya. Ikalawa, dahil yung senador at congressman sa committee sa confirmation appointments, at saka doon sa mga siyang nag-approve ng mga appointments ng Pangulo bilang miyembro ng kanyang kabinete. At saka doon sa budget itself na sinasubmit ng mga executive departments and executive implementing agencies, sila ho nagdi-decide. So, lumalabas, may moral hazard, may conflict of interest if you will. Kung pwede bang mabago yung proseso na yun, Madam Ombudsman, kung pwede bang mangyari sa Pilipinas na ang legislator natin mag-craft lang ng batas at ang identify ng projects, yun lang local government. Thank you po.
Hindi ko sasagutin yan, Iho, but I suggest that you put your suggestion in writing and I'll bring it to the attention of whoever will be in charge of coming up with a process that will change, revise, or retain the present process of giving it up.
Salamat po. Na-mention namin ito ngayon, Madam, dahil sa paniniwala ng karamihan na ang pagiging popular ni Presidente Aquino ay buwan ng, I think, dalawang rason. Dahil sa kanyang personalidad, saka sa pamilya niya, saka pinapakita niyang performance. But ikalawa, dahil sa mga taong katulad niyo po, na pinili niya para isulong yung kanyang programa. Salamat po.
Thank you. I'm open to more demonstrations in regard. Go on.
kayo po ay kasama sa mga tinatawag na triumvirate group ay punta po ni Ma'am Secretary.
Di ba sinabi ko kanina ang meaning ng Furies?
Opo, pero this is the crowd. So, ano po ang inyong gagawin bilang kayong mga tatlong mga dakilang kababatihan upang malabanan ang ating sakit sa corruption?
Kaya nga, that's why we're trying to do everything in earnest para matapos na itong fact-finding investigation, and kung darating na sa akin yung mga reports that are validated, then mag-conduct na ng Ombudsman ng preliminary investigation. We will then direct all those probable suspects to file their counter-affidavit. Pag ma-file na nila yung counter-affidavit, we'll see to it na walang dilatory tactic. Yung mga iba dyan we need more time to do this, to do that. Sa katagal-tagal naman na tinatalakay itong PDAP controversy na ito, magdadalawang buwan na, hihihingi ka pa ba ng extension of time? That could be an indication of lack of evidence to controvert the evidence presented against them.
Hello po. Magandang gabi. Ang tanong ko lang po, yung scrapping the port, sino po ba yung may sole jurisdiction? Is it purely executive power? Kumbaga, si President Aquino, pag sinabi niyang scrap ang port, next year, executory na siya? Or we need legislation? Kumbaga, parang dadaan pa ba yan sa Congress and bago siya talagang totally mawala sa system?
Well, that's a system that the President and the legislature have to agree on. Hindi naman pwede na sabihin si President na let's remove this. Aamal ang legislature. There's a process. There is a procedure in trying to stop this PDAP. And although I'm told na wala na yung PDAP, but definitely hindi mawawalan ng ano yan, hindi naman tatawagin na allowance. Hindi mawawalan ng funds for the project of senators and congressmen. Edi kung wala na yan kaagad, hindi kawawa naman yung mga nag-spend ng hundreds of millions just to get elected. Sige. Di ba ang sabi nila, kaya raw maraming nagpapatayan na magiging election kasi raw because of the PDAP. Kung wala yung PDAP, ang mag-aanong lang daw, I'm saying daw, because I'm not parroting their statement, ang maiwan na lang daw, those who really want to serve in earnest.
Magandang gabi po.
Magandang gabi po.
In connection po sa question niya, kasi po, i-abolish yung PDAP para may new system na. Paano po natin na-ensure na better po talaga yung new system from the old system of PDAP po?
Darling, I'm not involved in this. So again, I would revert to my own answer that would presume na mas marunong pa ako sa mga in charge doon. So I'm going to refrain from answering your question.
Gabi po. Kanina po yung mga cases na na-deal na po ng Ombudsman before related sa corruption ng PART2. What were the results?
Nasa husgado.
Until now, no results.
Well, every now and then may mga convictions, may mga acquittals, but as far as I remember, in my more than 2 years as the Ombudsman, whatever I filed, they are still in court.
So this case now, if ever to be pursued,
Which case?
the PILA,
Okay.
What will be the future of this case?
What will be the future? Again, I'm not a clairvoyant. Hindi ako madam-auring, hindi ako pwedeng maghula kung ano mangyayari.
Salamat.
Sabi po, mayroon pong nakasulat sa dyaryo. Mas mahirap daw pong patunayan ngayon yung may kasalanan yung senador o yung congressman dahil cash daw po yung binibigay o yung dinadala ni Napoles. Dati po kasi may bank transfers, tapos may record. Tama po ba rin na mas mahirap patunayan? O kung kung papapatunayan, ano pong dokumento yung pwede ipakita? Kasi dapat daw po may video or yung may whistleblower.
Well, there are so many ways of proving a case. Testimonial evidence, and yung mga mga whistleblowers, documentary evidence, may dokumento, physical evidence, object evidence, circumstantial evidence, hindi lang porque wala kang makita na cash na transmittal of cash to this na porque ganun yan na wala ka ng ebidensya, hindi mo na mapuproban. No. As I said, there are so many ways of proving the case.
May katanungan po dito. Nahuli po si Napoles dahil sa anti-kidnapping case. Okay?
Illegal detention.
Illegal detention. Pero hanggang ngayon po, wala pang kaso na nakasampa sa kanya tungkol sa itaw.
Hindi pa nga na-investigar eh. Yung mga na-fact-finding, hindi pa wala pang findings ng NBI, and ang sinabi ko nga kanina, ang Ombudsman naman, wala man lang hawak-hawak na sorry statement ni Louis and the rest of the whistleblowers. And again, I sound like a broken record. That is the reason why we should subpoena for these whistleblowers to show up in the office of the Ombudsman next week.
Magandang gabi po. Ako si Mari Cabillo, estudyante po dito. May tanong lang po ako tungkol kung paano ina-allocate ng mga congressmen yung pork barrel. Kasi po, di ba nabanggit nyo kanina, merong implementing agency. Paano po ba kinukuha ng mga congressmen yung implementing agency na yun? Saka, kada proyekto po ba nila, iba-iba yung implementing agency nila or iisa lang po?
It would appear na not necessarily na the same implementing agency. Siguro ang congressman na rin ang nagpipili or senator ang nagpipili na kung sinong implementing agency.
Saka po sa mga proyekto nila, sino po ba yung responsible sa
Ang mamimili rin ng proyekto is yung ang final authority to choose what project should be funded is yung congressman or yung senator.
Apo, pero so sila rin po yung responsable sa pag-counter-check kung nagagawa po ba yung proyekto nila?
That should be the ideal case.
Ako po isang nangalaga ng isang NGO noon sa Pilipinas na nagkakaroon po ng benepisyo mga magsasaka Western Visayas region at sa Palawan. Isa po ito sa mga beneficiary ng aming NGO na kung saan ang aming pondo po ay nanggagaling sa labas ng bansa. Sa NGO priority projects po na binibigay namin mga proposal sa mga funding agencies, isa po ang SIDA halimbawa sa binibigyan namin ng proposal na nagbibigay sa amin ng pondo. Canadian International Development Agency po. Kami po ay nag-report sa SEC, sa SIDA, at sa mga farmer scientist partnership po ng UP Las Bañas halimbawa. At kung ang mga NGO kung katulad namin na nasangkot sa ganitong usapin, ano po kaya ang magiging parusa o sabihin nating penalty doon sa pagkakaugnay sa mga katulad ng nababanggit ng mga NGO na nakatanggap ng nasabing mga salapi na tulad ng malampayan.
Hindi naman nila rin whatever crime the participants in this scam, kasama rin ng NGO yan. They will be conspirators.
Mapapatigil po ba ang kanilang operasyon? Sa
mukhang wala namang operasyon yung mga iba eh.
Yes po. May po kasi na tinatawag tayo mga NGO na pag sinep po natin, wala talaga sa ngayon na address man lang o kaya ay opisina, nagtara na.
Hindi ba according to the news is yung mga iba daw, highfalutin ang pangalan ng mga NGOs, yung pala sari-sari store naman yun. Diba? Daw, I'm saying daw. Please do not bait me into saying something bakit papa-inhibit nila ako and I don't like to be inhibited. I want to take active part in this because I want to help unravel the mystery behind this.
At ilan pa po sa mga napatunayan ng mga NGO ayon sa balita ay mga magkakamag-anak ang mga nandun nakaupo.
Oo, ayon sa balita, tama.
So, yun po ang lumalabas o lumilitaw ngayon, kaugnay din sa mga politiko na nagtayo ng mga ganitong foundation o NGO. So, sa ganung lagay po ba ay magkakaroon ng paghihigpit sa pagrerehistro ng mga NGO at
I am sure this is an experience that will jolt the entire budget system, monitoring system, and I'm sure we're going to learn a big lesson from this. I hope that kung hindi naman ma-stop ito, at least ma-jolt ang mga tao, and then they will be more careful sooner.
maraming salamat po.
Good evening po. From Rappler po. So,
Rappler?
Tina Rosales po from Filipino Students. So, nag-check po
Rappler,
lang po
si ano ito
Opo.
Si Bidot?
Opo.
Okay.
Nag-check po ako para at least updated po tayo sa news.
Okay, nakalagay.
So, according po dun sa isang article ni Mr. Aris Rufo, ang first po kasi niya na paragraph is this. When the pork barrel scam being investigated by the Ombudsman finally reached the Sandigan Bayan, one senior magistrate may have to inherit himself in the case if it is rampant to his division. So, ang tanong ko po, ano po yung magiging action naman ng Ombudsman in case po na pagdating sa Sandigan Bayan, mag-inhibit naman po yung mga justices sa magiging kaso po ng
Ano bang action? Wala na akong action doon. Kung nag-inhibit na yung justice, and another justice will be designated to take the place of the justice from the same circle of justices. So siguro nga, papaindig yung justice na allegedly again, here I am very careful, who has been attending parties of Napoles after Napoles was acquitted. Eh alam nyo naman kung sino yung justice na yan.
Magandang gabi po, Ombudsman. Opo. Ang tema po ng pag-uusap natin ngayon is corruption, po, at kung paano susugpuin ito. At kanina nabanggit nyo na isa sa mga mandate ng Office of the Ombudsman is to curb corruption. Since mag-represent po kayo on Tuesday, baka pwede niyo po i-share sa amin ang ilan sa mga programa ninyo para i-pursue itong goal na ito ng pagsugpo sa corruption.
May I call Ombudsman, Assistant Ombudsman Baliton. She is an institution. She has been with the Office of the Ombudsman.
This will turn as a state witness. Will this be allowed?
Possibility lang.
Possibility lang.
Possibility lang tinatanong mo.
Dito po possibility.
Everything is possible under this system.
Yeah, that's true.
But that is really debatable. When you become a state witness, and when you say state witness, nasa husgado na yan, it's still up to the courts to approve kung may state witness. There are several conditions before one can become a state witness. Burned out. So I sometimes don't take dinner with my husband. And that's the reason why my two sons, my daughter-in-law, my grandson, my husband, and I went to Taiwan during the height of the storm. And that was, to me, the best part of my life this year because we bonded, we stayed together, we had breakfast together. The fact that you are sacrificing not only personal sacrifices, but sacrifices for the sake of our country. And I know how frustrated you are because the common complaint is that nagbabayad kayo ng buwis, nagpapadala kayo ng pera, and all that, and yet nawawaldas lang yung You are not the only victims. Everybody is a victim. And so this should be an eye-opener. I was about to say something, nag-love na kayo. So, okay, good night. Let me tell you one anecdote. I don't know to talk ito. There was this mayor who was trying to impress his constituents. So, minemorize niya. Hindi siya masyadong he was allegedly no read, no write. But anyway, gusto niya magpapa-impress sa mga constituents na. So, minemorize niya yung speech niya. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Naku, hindi na niya maalaala yung susunod. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, hindi pa rin niya maalaala. Good evening, inulit niya. Hindi na niya maalala. Good night. So, good night.
Marami pong salamat. Marami pong salamat sa ating lahat.